Casio has announced 3 new keyboards in addition to their Privia line. Today we have the PX-S5000, the entry price point to the new series. We're going to take a look at the features, listen to it, and tell you what we think about it.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in beautiful downtown San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We appreciate your support. We love to interact with you.
I like this keyboard. It's the, PX-S5000.
It is.
And you know, when you, at first glance, and the first time I touched it, the one thing I can tell you I like this whole product line, and this is the entry line one. And this is the kind of thing I like, is that it looks like it really has wooden keys. Mm-hmm. And when you play it, and the precision and stuff, the action on it is great, and the sample on it, the grand piano sample on it, is superb. I just think it's wonderful. It's not a full wooden weighted key though. This is one that we've had comments where someone said, well, they say it's a wooden key, but if you really look at it, it's just like a veneer on the side, so it looks wood. Well, it's convincing enough. I mean, it plays well enough. I mean, does it care if it's a block of a dead tree in there or just a bunch of leaded weights and plastic? But it has the same aesthetic feel, and it plays the same.
It does. And this is the entry level to their new releases. There is the PX. The Privia does have the 1100 and the 3100 that were additions that happened years ago. But Casio's really kind of stepping up and saying, let's make a product that really they haven't released something in this product category that wasn't like an in-home digital piano at this price point. And that's it's brave of them, because it's a crowded space to have the $1,000 to $2,500 price point is crowded when it comes to high-end portable
manufacturers
digital.
have more than one keyboard in that price range. A lot of them do.
And usually they jam them packed full of features, and they say, hey, this is borderline on the intermediate player to the advanced player who has either an acoustic instrument at home and they want a portable for gigs or for church or for their office.
Rehearsals. And
so this is, there's great actions, there's great sound samples, and there's great features in this price point. This one in front of us today is the 5000, which comes in at $1,199. And we were discussing it might be a little pricey for what it is.
As the entry line one, but at the same time, it has 192 note polyphony, and I think it's got about 23 sounds, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Just a little over 20. And they're mostly, notice most of the sounds, on this one, to change the sound, you have to hold down the grand piano button, which will always take you back to grand piano. And sometimes you barely touch it. I think it's almost light sensitive. So, and then you hold that down while you hit one of these keys that are assigned to different sounds. Mm-hmm. And the sounds in there, the sound quality are great because it's essentially everything you're going to kind of need to either play in an ensemble or do a solo gig. And they do have a couple things where they have like a bass, acoustic bass, and an organ and a piano. And you can split and mix sounds on some of the ones that they give you. Mm-hmm. I'm not real thrilled with anything. I've never liked the keyboard where you have to hold a button or a function button and use the keys, because then you have this roadmap. And the roadmap, some of it is for sounds. They usually put them down here. In the middle, they'll put like how to control the metronome. And then over here, sometimes they put like split or recording and all that kind of stuff. And so it gets a little confusing. I do love that, Apple Store design where it's just the one knob or the one button. Mm-hmm. And a lot of keyboards have gone to that. And this one does not have the virtual wheel on it. The other two models do, and we'll talk about that when we get to the line video. But this one, as a standalone, what I like about it is it has all the things that you're looking for in an intermediate to performance professional type keyboard. You could play small coffee shop, you could play a small bookstore or something like that. It does have the ability to run on batteries, which is really super cool.
6 AA batteries.
Yeah, 6 AA's, and it has a built-in feature when it's running on batteries instead of the DC power, it lowers the amperage and the speaker output and all that kind of stuff, so that it still functions the same, but it's not using up as much energy.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to see the way digital pianos are going, and the lack of buttons, the aesthetic of a sleek design. I think manufacturers will be pushing us more and more to control our keyboards with technology, and to have your iPad or have your iPhone or your Android,
Right.
and use the app that is compatible with the instrument. So there is a Casio app where you can control some of these features that make it a little bit more. But we're old school. Having the instrument and being able to just unlock what is in it right in front of you, I think, is very important.
What they give you right out of the gate is nice.
And to your point, it is a little frustrating sometimes to hold one button, but it's less buttons to break if you think about it.
It is
one way.
less buttons to break unless the one goes down.
And it's cool because when you don't use it, it does the lights kind of start to turn off or they flicker, and they do like cool designs. But yeah, the Casio PX-S5000. We're going to listen to some of the tones. We're going to play through the German piano that they have as their flagship piano in the 5000 and also in the 6000. And we'll come back, talk about a couple more features that make the 5000 a really good instrument in its price point, including the Bluetooth technology that comes right out of the box, ready to go. So stick around. We're going to listen to Ted play the 5000.
I tried to play every single sound that's in the keyboard, and I didn't do a very wild demo on this. I just did a basic plagal cadence and opened up so you could hear how big the sample is, and then do a kind of like a big close. Some of the sounds are, when you go from one and then you go to the next one, they go like, say, from their German piano, then you go to a bright piano, then they go to one that's mellow piano. And it's almost like someone is really flipping the switches and giving you different instruments. And then when you get them, it's like, I can see where this would be a good sound for a certain song, but coming off of a bright, clean, when you go through and some of the sounds sound kind of uninspiring, but then you have to remember, this could just be a part of a piano behind something else in a recording or something else. So there's some great sounds in there, and I love the electric pianos.
And they are tampering with parameters that you can work with. And so in the Casio app, and I know on the keyboard you can really dig in and start changing features. That'd probably be for a deep manual dive on how to do it. It is nice that they have the line, the left and right line out, and you're still able to have the speakers as reference.
Especially in the price point. A lot of price points, sometimes over the $900 to $1,100 at that cross range, you only get a headphone output. And this is kind of nice because that is a bit of a pro touch to have that.
Yeah, and it really kind of solves latency latency if you're recording with it, or if you're playing at a gig, it solves having a monitor issue. So when you run the line, the left and right line out, you still have the two 8-watt speakers here that can be your reference monitor. So that is really nice. It does have a Bluetooth adapter that comes with it. You plug right in the back, and it can start to sync up Bluetooth MIDI and Bluetooth audio, which is nice. And so that connects to your phone. They're really aware of where technology is going, and they don't want to be they don't want this product to be obsolete in 5-10 years. They want it to still be a great functioning instrument. So what did you think about the action?
I like the action. I really do. I like the action a bit. I noticed that, just personally, it was on a table. So I demoed it on a table, which isn't exactly perfect. So it was a little bit high. And I had a few flubs in it as I'm playing. It's just easier when the thing is higher, you're sitting lower. It's easier to make mistakes. But the action itself, I think, is great as a standalone piano. Any place you put it, it'd be great. You just go sit down and play. And that part I like about it. And I think I had told you when we started that my only complaint about this product, it's like 15 years too late. If they had this thing out 15 years ago with that quality sound and what's in it, I think they would have sold out. I mean, it's just a very, very affordable, great sounding playing piano.
And it comes with a damper pedal, but it's a little square.
Yeah, the little square
it's not the full pedal, so you'd probably want to upgrade that. Reasons to maybe look at the later models in this line. As you move up to the 6000, you get a lot more tones. One of the real neat features about these PXS is a lot of those deeper tones that they get into with the electric piano, with the organs, with the synths. They're kind of tied to songs or tied to a time period.
Tied to a title, which I think is neat. When you have a sound that has the makings of a sound of a song in it. Okay, like it says, Let Piano.
It can be inspiring. Let It Be Piano. And
it's the Let It Be Piano. It says Let Piano.
We'll go over that a little bit more in the product overview of the full line. Make sure you guys are subscribed because we will be releasing a PXS of the 5000, 6000, 7000, looking and going over the line. But yeah, a better action that's ever been on any of the Privias before. So the 1100 and the 3000 or 3100, you get a big upgrade there, an upgrade to their German piano that they really like here, and just a well-controlled instrument with plenty of power wattage when you're playing in a house or in a room, and then the capability to run on batteries. That Bluetooth capability is great. Really just a solid product, and in this price point, I think it will sell well. It will be a good value. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed because we will be looking at the other two instruments as well. This is Ted Barcelou. I'm Patrick Marr with Alamo Music here in San Antonio, and we'll see you next time.